be 10 years. I write her every once in a while. My mother, she writes me all the time. And my brother, he writes me too. My mother says in all the letters that I should come home right away. And my brother, he says the same thing. I write them back and I tell them I'm going to come home and I want to. But at the end of a voyage, I come ashore and I take a drink. I take many drinks. I get drunk and I spend all my money. So this time I tell myself, Ollie, don't drink one drink. For sure, you're not going to get home. And I want to get home. I'm homesick for the farm and to see my people again. Homesick, just like a little boy. That's why I don't drink nothing tonight, except for this belly wash. Miss Frida, my mother, she's getting very old. She might die and I would never see her again.
It begins simply with Sidney Davidson. No sweetheart or dearest for this one. It is only from your chance meeting with Harry when you were drunk that I happen to know where to reach you. So you have run away to sea like the coward you are, because you know I had found out the truth. The truth you have covered with your mean little lies all the time I was away in Berlin and blindly trusted you. Very well, you have chosen. You have shown your drunkenness means more to you than any love or faith of mine. I'm sorry. For I loved you, Sidney Davidson. But this is the end. I leave you the memories, and if it is any satisfaction to you, I leave you the realization that you have wrecked my life, as you have wrecked your own. My one remaining hope is that never in God's world will I ever see your face again. Goodbye, Edith.
Oh, hello, Ned.
Hello, Jimmy.
Oh, it's a rotten night out, isn't it? I thought for a while of going over to Brooklyn, to see that party I was telling you about. I'd catch him in at night, I think, and I'm sure I could make a touch on him for a 10 spot, maybe a 20. Yeah, we used to be pals in the old days, years ago when I was on Easy Street and he wasn't. I helped him many a time and never reminded him of it.
And it's hopeless, you fool. Don't you see, damn it?
Huh?
If you really helped him that other time, you won't get a nickel from him. Why, you poor nut. He'll only take delight in seeing you down and out, and helping to keep you there. The best you can hope for is a sniveling moral lecture on the evils of drink and his advice for you to mend your ways, which he'll hope you won't take.
Oh, I don't know. People aren't all as bad as you'd like to make out.
Aren't they? Well, I haven't seen them all.
Anyway, I'm glad I didn't go. I waited around in the bar downstairs to see if it wouldn't clear. Tom Henderson was in. He blew me to a couple of whiskeys.
I was wondering where your optimism came from.
Oh, but the beastly drizzle kept right on. It hadn't let up when you came in, had it?
No. Muck underfoot and muck overhead. And in between. God's giving us the naked truth today.
Oh, you shouldn't say that. Oh, you've got the Blue Devils, haven't you?
I haven't had 2 whiskeys.
Oh, well, Henderson slipped me $1 when he was going. We can go downstairs and...
Thanks just the same.
You must be feeling queer. Later then?
Supposing there wasn't any.
Oh, you mean I'd spend it before? No, Ned, I promise.
Don't be a fool. I wasn't talking of that. I was speaking of later.
You have got the blues, all right. I don't blame you. It's this devilish weather. It's enough to... Well, cheer up! It's the middle of March now. Spring will soon be here.
That'll be a blessing.
Yes, won't it? Do you know, Ned? Spring is my favorite.
How long have you been living here?
6 years, more or less. Why?
I should think all seasons would be alike in this rotten dump.
Oh, calm now, Ned. This place ain't so bad. And where else could we get a room on such long credit as old John allows us?
Yes, I suppose I ought to be.
It's all right, Ned. Only your damn tongue.
Forget it.
Oh, it's all forgotten. You haven't been acting like your old self, Ned.
How could I? He's dead. Most of them. And the rest.
You don't look well. Are you sick?
No. I didn't sleep much last night.
You didn't come back here. Oh, you don't mean to say you were walking the streets all night?
No. Oh, I found a warm bed. Quick lie.
Huh? Did you go to see your father?
No.
He refused to talk to you?
No, I didn't try. Stuck in my craw at the last moment. I've held out ever since our row, and I made up my mind I'd not give him the satisfaction.
But now that you've chucked that job, you've got to do something.
I'm going to do something.
Nordstrom, the big Swede, you know, that comes in from the market. I was talking to him last night. He says he's going out west, Minnesota, as soon as it gets warmer. He won't have any money. He's going to beat his way out there. The Swede is sick of the city, he says. He wants to get where there's fresh air.
He won't find it. There's no fresh air in this world.
Why don't you go live with him? He'd take you along. He likes you. He told me so. Oh, it would be a wonderful trip in the spring.
Go! Damn. But I'm thinking myself of taking.
She was out of her mind with grief, Ned. If she had ever dreamed the divorce proceeding.
Aha! So that's what she thinks. The devil!
She thought you didn't care. She did everything in her power to bring you to your senses before taking the decisive step. Offered to forgive and forget. And she has forgiven you, Ned, because she loves you like a true woman. She has withdrawn the divorce proceedings, I need, Ned.
And she's sitting at her house now for me?
Yes, to welcome you home. She even desired to come to you at once, but I dissuaded her. I knew you wouldn't want her to see you here.
Well, I suppose she and I have got to have it out face to face finally.
Not at once. Allow time for matters to adjust themselves between you. You need a good rest, my boy, to regain equilibrium.
Yes, rest is what I want.
We suggest, Margaret and I, your sisters too, think it advisable that you should go to a rest cure institution for a time and build up in body and mind.
Wait a moment. Well, I'm agreeable. For a month, say. It'll be spring then. As long as it's a place where I can be alone and think.
I'm glad to have found you in such a sensible frame of mind. I was afraid. Well, your action pointed, to derangement. But I have found a place in the country Quite select. Strict secrecy. Only a very few patients allowed.
That's fine.
Let's agree then. Good boy. Afterwards, we'll see. Your old position in my office is always open to you, of course.
Let's talk of that afterwards.
Very well. Won't disturb you any longer. You need rest. Sleep. Till tomorrow, Ned.
Goodbye for the present. Oh. God, this is a funny world. Oh. And I wanted to die.